The Indiana Department of Health is working to coordinate lead testing for children after the Delaware County Health Department reported concerns that employees with Exide Technologies were tracking lead home on their clothes. RTV6's Graham Hunter talked to a Muncie pediatrician who helped identify the problem.
Dr. Bryn tells me he's identified a trend in some of his patients with parents who work here at Exide, that many of them are coming in with lead poisoning.
Throughout my practice time, I've noticed cases where kids have had elevated lead levels.
Dr. Robert Bryn has worked as a pediatrician in Muncie since 2006.
Over the last 5 to 10 years, I've suspected, based on some kids I've seen in the office, that there could be a link with the parent's occupation at the Exide facility.
Elevated lead levels can come from a number of places. Dr. Bryn explains his methodology.
When we find a child with elevated lead levels, we take a history, we figure out when their house was built, what area of town they live in, and I ask about the parent's occupation.
In a statement, an Exide representative says the company is aware of 2 isolated incidents from the Delaware County Health Department report.
I don't have an estimate in terms of the exact number, but it's been many.
The Exide spokesperson says Exide maintains OSHA-compliant hygiene practices. I talked to former Exide employee Howard Smith about decontamination.
You will take all your dirty clothes and put them in a hamper with everybody else's.
He says he would shower 3 times a day at work and then change into clean clothes in another room.
They could have done all their clothing in smaller batches instead of everybody together, and that would probably help cut down on some of the lead dust and everything else too.
Do you ever have any concerns that you're a father that your kids may have been exposed to some of that?
Yes.
The CDC and the American Academy of Pediatrics now say that there is no lead level that is safe in a child's bloodstream.
Exposure comes with risk factors that sometimes take years to identify.
Lead toxicity leads to increased rates of ADHD, lower IQ, academic problems, behavior problems.
And in Muncie,
I've seen children with levels that certainly cause concern in the 10 to 20 range.
And when Mr. Smith worked for Exide,
Mine will stay anywhere from 16 to 20.
that's part of the reason he's glad to be a former employee.
6 or 8 months after leaving there, my body started recuperating, and I felt so much better.
Reporting from Muncie, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
And Exide Technologies battery recycling plant in California is linked to the largest toxic cleanup of its kind in the state. According to the LA Times, thousands of homes are tainted with lead.